It's official. We've hit the midway mark of the 2025 Hotel Planotour season. 14 events completed, and after this week, 14 still to go. So far, we've paid a visit to 8 countries and travelled over 50,000 kilometres. All in less than 6 months. During that time, we've got to experience the sights and sounds of some spectacular settings.
What's up? What's up? How do you think?
Yo, this is amazing. Never seen anything like it.
It was all fun and games with a clash of sporting codes in India.
Let's go. That's great. We should do this every week.
We caused a splash kayaking and had a kickabout in Abu Dhabi.
Hey guys, come in.
And we got to know some of the game's rising stars a little better.
So here I am, and here are the boys. They're all set up.
See you tomorrow, guys.
But while plenty has been happening outside the ropes, the class of 2025 have also produced where it's mattered most. The season teed off in the Rainbow Nation, with a local capturing the headlines.
Daniel Van Tonder, he'd secure victory on the Hotel Planotour.
Daniel Van Tonder scored an early double success at the SDC and My Golf Life Opens.
Back-to-back Hotel Planotour wins and all but guarantee his promotion to the DP World Tour after just 2 events of the season.
Past champion at Fancourt, Wilco Nienaber's love affair with the NTT Data Pro-Am continued, wrapping up the South African swing with victory in George. From there, the tour travelled to India, with Josh Berry clearly taking a liking to the subcontinent. First, he snatched victory in a playoff in Kolkata, and came agonisingly close to doing it again the following week. This time, though, Queen Vidal came up trumps.
What a putt, what a time for Quinn Vidal to produce that at the Delhi Challenge.
April saw back-to-back events in the UAE, and again a back-to-back champion. Renato Paratore had lost his DP World Tour card, but took a giant leap towards an instant return with double desert success.
An incredible couple of weeks for Renato Paratore on the Hotel Planotour.
The tour touched down in Europe in early May, bedding in for a run of 18 tournaments in 20 weeks. Spanish events at the beginning and end of the month were won by first-timers Clément Chaumasson and Rocco Repetto Taylor.
An incredible finish from Rocco Repetto Taylor.
Jonathan Goat Rasmussen and Felix Maury added to their already impressive resumes with wins in Denmark and Switzerland.
It's the Frenchman who comes out on top at the Swiss Challenge.
Palmer Jackson picked up his first Hotel Planotour title in Czechia, while last week the veteran James Morrison made an emotional return to the summit in France. Our journey started, though, with Jamie Rutherford at Zabula.
How's it going? You right?
And the nearly man for the past few years on the Hotel Planotour set his sights on a title early on.
For me, I really want to win an event. Obviously, I've been very consistent in the last 2 years, but haven't been able to win. I've had a couple of near misses last year. I had a couple relatively close ones, and the year before I had one where I was close, but I've had a lot of consistent play and a lot of sort of top 10 finishes in the last 2 years, but I would like to have more opportunities to win, get myself in a couple better positions, maybe earlier in tournaments.
He didn't have to wait long. Just 3 weeks later, he was celebrating in Cape Town.
And with family watching on, Jamie Rutherford captured his maiden title on the Hotel Planner Tour.
Despite that early success, the job is not yet done. A pass mark so far, but not yet the grade he's hoping for by the campaign's end.
I would give myself a B, maybe a low A. Obviously, you know, being able to win was obviously a big achievement and something that was a big goal of mine. I feel like my consistency maybe hasn't been as good as the last couple of years, and I've had a few weeks where I've been battling my swing and my game a little bit more than I would like, but I'm definitely seeing signs the last few weeks of close to where I want to be, and you know, hopefully I can find some form now when we've got a decent run of events.
Jamie's February breakthrough win came in Cape Town and saw him rocket up the rankings to second spot. But looking back now, the highlight of that week was having his nearest and dearest alongside to share the moment.
Obviously, having my family there really is the big thing. You know, it's tough for us guys. You know, I've been out on the tour now for a decent amount of years, playing full time, traveling a lot. You know, you don't get to see your family and friends and girlfriend at home, and so from that perspective, you know, to have them there watching me and then also get my first win on the Hotel Planner Tour, that's really special. I think that's the main memory really. From a golf perspective, you know, having the lead early on the Sunday, having really tough conditions and having a score in the clubhouse that I knew I had to beat when it was tough, I think I can take a lot from how I handled the sort of the whole day and the back nine particularly, and how well I played. So it's a case of getting myself in that position again really. That's, you know I can perform when it comes down to it, so just need to get myself back in those positions.
Jamie followed up his win with a 6th place finish the following week at the NTT Data Pro-Am, but since then he's failed to register a top 10 on the Hotel Planner Tour. However, he was fully focused on a return to form in France.
I had a nice check-in with my coach yesterday, just working through a couple of shots in the wind that I struggled with. But yeah, this morning I felt like I hit the ball nice in our practice round. We had a doubles game with the lads, which was good fun. And then I've got the Pro-Am tomorrow afternoon, so it'd be nice to just get out and, like I said, just be really concentrating on getting the tee shots where it needs to be. But no, I feel like my game's been trending nicely, and I'm feeling more comfortable than I have been in the last few weeks. And I feel like, yeah, ready to put myself in contention again and try and have a really good week.
Normandy's Golf PGA France de Vaudreuil was the venue once again for the 12th staging of Le Vaudreuil Golf Challenge. It's an event which holds fond memories for Rutherford, having finished 6th and 3rd in the last 2 years. Amongst the past winners here are the likes of Marcel Siem, Aaron Rye and Ryan Fox, and Rutherford would love nothing more than to add his name to that exalted company. Thursday afternoon, and round 1 of Le Vaudreuil Golf Challenge. Adverse weather caused a delay to proceedings and looked to have affected Jamie. Starting at the 10th, 2 drop shots in his first 5 holes, not the start he was looking for. Rutherford rallied though, and taking advantage of the par 5s, he made gains at the 15th and 18th to go out in level par. Into his back 9, and Jamie couldn't maintain that momentum. Some missed opportunities saw him record 7 consecutive pars before a disaster at the relatively straightforward par 5 8th hole. After losing his ball off the tee, Jamie would rack up a triple bogey 8. He'd finally tap in for a disappointing opening 75, tied 116th, fully 10 shots back from round 1 leader Robin C.O. Siegrist.
You know, obviously being so fresh off the course and finishing with a triple on the 17th, you know, it's hard at the minute, but you know I can shoot a good score around this golf course. I've done it in the past, so you know I'm not out of the tournament. You know, if I can go and post a 6-7 under like some of the guys have been able to do today, then I can get myself back in it. Just got to go back and get some sleep and come out tomorrow fresh, and it's a new day, so just try and shoot the best score I can.
Early Friday morning, and Jamie was all set for round 2 at the Vaudreuil Golf Challenge. It would prove a testing and demanding day. After opening with a bogey, another shot would go at the par 3 third. Before 3 holes later, a triple bogey 7 put paid to any hopes of going low. Out in 40 and 8 over for the week. Damage limitation was the priority now. With the putter misbehaving, 4 more shots went before a late rally with 2 birdies in his last 4 holes clawed back some sort of respectability. But with Dad Jeff watching on, rounds of 75 and 79 added up to a week to forget.
It's obviously a shame to, his travel was disrupted a little bit coming out here, which meant he couldn't be here yesterday. And then obviously to shoot the scores I have is disappointing. I mean, I guess he's got his money's worth in terms of how many shots I've hit. We'll still have a nice weekend, and we're going to go on straight from here onto Open qualifying on Tuesday. So, practice hard the next couple of days and travel over a little bit earlier. Just gives me a little bit more preparation for Tuesday, and then I'm not playing next week's event, so then can try and get some work done with my coach and just try and get back on track for the 2 events afterwards.
Enjoying a rather more successful week was Robin C.O. Siegrist. Playing on home soil and fresh off a solid top 15 last week, the Frenchman followed up on his opening 65 with a 66, thereby heading into the weekend 3 shots clear of another man in form lately, Daniel Young. Coming up, golf for the ages, our host venue's mission for France's golfing future. And we'll see who emerged top of the pile at the Vaudreuil Golf Challenge, all after the break. Welcome back to the Hotel Planator and the 12th staging of the Vaudreuil Golf Challenge, an event that's seen some notable names take home the trophy, but the locals had yet to cheer a French winner here. Hoping to buck that trend, Robin C.O. Siegrist with a decent lead over Dan Young. Eddie Pepperell was a welcome inclusion in the top 10 too. Could he continue to roll back the years on moving day? Or would another contender emerge? Your commentator, Josh Antman.
Rounds of 66 and 68 had seen Daniel Young put himself into a good position heading into the weekend. 3 back of C.O. Siegrist, and he immediately closed the gap with this birdie on the first hole. Just one top 25 all season for Albin Bergstrom, but he was having a steady week in France. Saturday he really turned it on, however. 6 birdies up to this point. This birdie on 15 was number 7, and he would sign for a 65 on moving day. David Horsey's most recent win anywhere was 10 years ago at the Maiden Denmark on the DP World Tour. A 66 on Friday, and went one better on Saturday, signing off with this birdie on 18 and a tie for the lead going into Sunday. It was a mixed bag for Young around the turn. Bogeys on 9 and 10, but bounced back on 12 after this delightful shot set up a birdie. He would be just 2 back heading into the final day. Leader overnight, Robin C.O. Siegrist couldn't quite find the avalanche of birdies he had on the first 2 days. This at 12 led to a birdie, but it was only his second in round 3, and a 1 over 73 would see him lose his lead. It was a 3-way tie going into Sunday due to Eddie Pepperell going on a birdie blitz. He'd actually had a double bogey at 6 and a further drop shot at 17, but this was offset by 9 birdies in his round on Saturday. His only win on the Hotel Planet Tour came back in 2012, and that was in France, so the country holding good memories for the man from Oxfordshire.
So a trio at the top heading into the final round. Home hopeful Robin C.O. Siegrist sat one back from a group containing Horsey, Bergstrom, and returning to form on just his second start after 6 weeks away, Eddie Pepperell.
I'm pretty pleased. I think looking back at Jimbo win last week, hearing him say about what he said after the third round, where he just felt happy to be playing better golf again, irrespective of what happened on the Sunday, and I feel somewhat similar. It's results are, the good results come your way when you do good things. So I just hope this is the start of a good run of golf for me, which would the results would reflect the good decision making. So I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself tomorrow. I'm going to go out there and try and continue what I've been doing, stick to my little kind of mantras with routines that I'm trying to focus on with each particular shot, and there's not that many of them, but just go and trust the process and trust yourself and give it a go, really.
Now, Golf PGA France de Vaudreuil was host to the Hotel Planet Tour for a week, but it's a venue that offers unique opportunities all year round.
We have a short game academy, the Golf Court Academy, and we have also Altus Performance. We have young guys and boys, and they come like for 2, 3, 4 years, and they will go either to study in US or somewhere else, or to play professionally. Some choose to go into teaching, which I like to. So it's kind of a prep school for youngsters.
I met Jean-Claude in 2018, and now he's a good friend and a sponsor. So I'm happy to work with him. He wants to have a good facilities at Le Vaudreuil for training. So for the French golf, it's amazing to have this man.
Yeah, we have like 50 nationals, so amateur, 6 amateurs, and French golf is quite represented at this level, and it's nice to have them here. I think they understand how important it is to be successful on this Hotel Planet Tour, and then the condition did also improve every year as they keep improving the game. So we are like a bit of a challenge for them, and I love that. All the winners, the past 11 winners, most of them had good success, even in USA on the PGA Tour. So it's quite, it's a bit of a lucky charm, and I'm happy with that.
Well, sadly, the luck of overnight co-leader Eddie Pepperell ran out. He was forced to withdraw with a back injury. So David Horsey and Albin Bergstrom were left to battle it out in the final 2-ball.
So that unfortunate injury to Pepperell gave the leading contenders one less player to think about, and David Horsey was right at it from the get-go. This huge birdie putt at the first, the perfect start for the 40-year-old. Dan Young was playing in the penultimate group and got off to a poor start with a bogey at the first, but that seemed to ignite something in the Scot as he had 5 birdies in 6 holes, with one of them coming here at 6 after this fine approach. Joseba Torres was playing on an invite in France, and he was taking full advantage of the opportunity given to him. This birdie on 13, one of 8 on the day, and he would card a 66 and have to wait to see if that was good enough. Also playing on an invite this week was England's James Allen. No cut made in 5 previous Hotel Planet Tour events this season, but Le Vaudreuil was very much to his liking. He came roaring through the field on Sunday, and this was on the last for birdie, and it would eventually prove a crucial miss. A 65, and like Torres, 16 under par, would have to wait. So Torres and Allen in the clubhouse at 16 under par, and they were joined by Young, after this massive birdie putt at the last meant a 67 for the Scot, fist bump 2, and only one man could make it a 4-way playoff in France. And that man was David Horsey, a battling back 9 which included 3 drop shots. But this birdie on the 72nd hole meant we were going to a 4-way playoff to decide the winner.
Yes, a Fab Four of David Horsey, James Allen, Joseba Torres and Dan Young with the men left standing. But with the pressure firmly on now, who possessed the game to get it over the line?
So 3 Hotel Planet Tour wins between the 4 players in the playoff, and they all belong to David Horsey. So experience was very much on his side. A quick coin flip. Par 3, 10th hole it was, first up in the playoff, and Horsey was first to go. A class approach from David Horsey, almost guaranteed himself a birdie from there, and the pressure was put on everyone else. All smiles there from Horsey. Dan Young, long range effort it was for him for birdie. Great effort, but it wasn't to be. Gave it a good go there. Long range effort 2 for Torres. Remember, in on an invite, but couldn't take advantage there. Another great effort from the Spaniard. James Allen just off the green. This is 3rd shot. He had to make this and hope David Horsey would miss. And Allen didn't convert there. So a big chance for David Horsey for the title. After almost 10 years away from the winner's circle, David Horsey the champion once again, and with the victory comes a huge jump in the Road to Mallorca rankings, looking to regain his card on the DP World Tour.
It's been a tough road, you know, the last 4 or 5 years, a few injuries, not been playing very well as well. So yeah, it's nice to sort of finally start putting rounds together, you know. I've been playing well and putting single rounds together, but to put sort of 4 rounds or 3 rounds together and sort of win a tournament is obviously, yeah, very pleasing. I've always felt recently sometimes, you know, I've got it in a good place and never thought that I could do it under pressure. So if I got myself up there, it would never hold up. So to see that hold up today was very pleasing, hopefully for the rest of the season and hopefully the rest of my career.
Well, Renato Paratore retains his #1 spot on the Road to Mallorca rankings. Dan Young's 2nd place finish in France sees him climb into 6th place. Following his first victory in 10 years, David Horsey canters 97 places up to 12th. Czechia winner Palmer Jackson is up to 16th, while sat in what will eventually become a critical 20th spot, Santiago Tarrio. Experience came to the fore in our French fortnight, with a return to the winner's circle for David Horsey and James Morrison. Up next, we head to Austria as the pursuit of promotion to the DP World Tour continues.